Hey, what's decent, yo? It's time for a change of pace as we were pitted up against this girl named Gabby Synder. Now, she's a well-renowned VGC player, already destroyed everybody in her bracket, just sitting up there like champion Cynthia, waiting for me and Juan to finish our battle, and I'm not even getting any kind of breaks, buddy. Can I at least get a glass of fruit punch or something, man? Something in between battles. It's battle after battle after battle. Real talk, this is crazy. The first time I've ever experienced something like this. So anyway, she's gonna lead up with the Thunderous as well as her Amoonguss. I want to respectively lead up with my Mega Metagross as well as my Zapdos. So I set up the Tailwind, and afterwards I target her Thunderous because I thought it was a little bit too obvious for me to target the Amoonguss. I thought she might want to switch out or, you know, go for the Protect, and I was actually right as she goes for the Protect. So now I target her Thunderous with the Thunderbolt, trying to get this thing out of the way as early as possible. She retaliates with a Thunder of her own, and then I go for the Meteor Mash thinking that she was actually going to switch out. I was actually surprised on her staying in with Amoonguss, but then I guess she wanted to go for the Spore on my Zapdos, and that's when she figures out that I do have the safety goggles, disabling her Spore from ever working. So now she switches out into Politoed. I switch up my moves and go for the Zen Headbutt, but unfortunately for me, I get fully paralyzed, which is like, damn, man. Moment of a lifetime, +1 attack. Politoed's not eating that at all. And I was really bummed out about that. So I go for the Protect just to see what she would do. She goes for the Swag on my Zapdos. I want to target this Politoed right away. I mean, I can take out the Thunderous. I will take out the Thunderous a little bit later on, but I figure I'm going to do that next turn. I just want to get some damage off on the Politoed as she goes for the Hydro Pump. And now I'm going to switch into my Jellicent, which was a crazy choice for me to pick, considering that she has like Ludicolo and Thunderous right there. So now I target the Thunderous. I gotta get this thing out of there, especially since my Tailwind petered out. She goes for the Thunder, and that scared the ever-living hell out of me, bro. I'm like, did she target the Jellicent? So now Thunderous is out of the way. I hope she doesn't have, okay, she has a Amoonguss, so I can go for the what I can do is I can go for the T-Bolt, finish off the Politoed, and afterwards go for the Taunt, preventing her Amoonguss from doing anything to the rest of my party. So I go for the Taunt, and Amoonguss won't be putting anything to sleep except for the fact that she has the Mental Orb. So she goes to the Spore, and this thing knocks out Jellicent. Let me tell you how important that is. So now she goes for Mega Metagross. As you guys know, I do pack Will-O-Wisp on it, and Mega Metagross is not finishing off my Jellicent in one hit. I mean, you could probably get the flinch with the Zen Headbutt. That's always a choice there, but as you can see, it's not going to be able to finish off. I get the Curse Body, which is cool. Great little hacks there. Since the rain is up, I can't really go for the Heat Wave. Well, I can, but you know, I don't think I get a burn once the rain is up. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but that's actually what stopped me, because I really want a burn. I wanted a burn on that thing so bad because my Metagross is paralyzed and she might have Earthquake. So she goes for the Protect, and I go for the Protect too, just to see what she would do. Maybe she has Earthquake, maybe she doesn't. And she does have Earthquake, so this is problematic. So my Jellicent does bite the dust, unfortunately for me. And my Metagross is left over to deal with both Amoonguss as well as... oh no, I have Hydreigon left over, so I think I got this. And she goes for Protect, and I'm like, damn, Kashif, that was insanely obvious, man. I should have actually just double targeted the Amoonguss, probably get a 30% chance of the flinch with, no, 20% chance of the flinch with the Dark Pulse. I don't think Dark Pulse will be able to finish off there, so that's kind of a little bit of a high probability to rely on there. But there's nothing stopping me. I guess the 80% probability of nothing stopping her Amoonguss from putting my Hydreigon to sleep. Now this crit is questionable because my Metagross also has Meteor Mash, and there are times where I don't finish off Hydreigons. So I'm not exactly sure if that really mattered. I'm not even exactly sure if the variables would allow me to wake up the next turn. So I was hoping there that I would wake up or something. I'll go for a secondary Hammer Arm, hoping for a crit, but unfortunately for me, that does not happen, and she takes game 1, son! Hadouken! Oh my god, so I got 2 games to make up right now. So she's gonna go ahead and pick a team again. She's like, yo, we're both at the edge, man. I'm there shaking with my DS. She's there like looking like, yo, it's crazy. It's a crazy battle. And by the way, the winner of this battle gets the at least gets a medal, if not bronze, silver, or gold there. So she goes ahead and Bloom, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's right, she is Scarf. I'm just gonna go for the Rock Tomb, thinking that she was actually gonna go for the Taunt as opposed to going for a you know, for an attacking move. I didn't think that she was gonna go ahead and do that, because I would have actually just went for the Spore if I predicted that, but you know, I just went for the Rock Tomb. My plan was to go for the Rock Tomb, lower Thunderous' speed, and afterwards go for the Mach Punch on the Politoed, and afterwards go for the Hyper Voice, and now be able to finish off both Pokemon there. Do you see what's going on there with the damage calculations there? So that was my plan there, but both Pokemon are still up and standing right now. She goes for the Ice Beam. I just go for the Tailwind because I can't stand Scarf Politoed. And not only that, but it'll be ideal for me to have a Hyper Voice inflicting, killing both Pokemon right here, right now, while I set the Tailwind while she brings up the remainder of her 2 Pokemon there. And I have like Shadow Ball and stuff like that, so I can actually switch up my moves. But unfortunately for me, that does not happen as she goes for the Swagger. And Swagger for that particular turn was able to inflict a confusion on me, and then on this turn was able to inflict a paralysis on me. So now she shows me Metagross. So I'm like, you know what, maybe should I protect? Maybe I shouldn't. And I end up not protecting, actually, because I'm pretty sure in the back of her mind she knows that her Mega Metagross trumps my Sylveon. So I didn't protect, so I went for the Shadow Ball on that particular turn. But unfortunately for me, she does happen to target Sylveon, and Sylveon does die before getting off a nice little Shadow Ball. And she goes for the Thunder, and Thunder's going to inflict some damage. I thought she might want to have the Zapdos out of the way, leaving both my Mega Metagross as well as my Sylveon out there to be exposed to Mega Metagross. So I thought she was going to want to go ahead and do that so that she would have, idealistically speaking, a Sylveon that can't protect, since Sylveons don't really usually carry protect. In VGC standard, usually like Choice Scarf and or like Choice Specs or maybe Assault Vest. So I thought she might want to go ahead and target that as opposed to having to deal with a Sylveon that has protected. Now this turn she decides to actually go ahead and kill off the Zapdos. So now I'll go for the Zen Headbutt, thinking that that was enough to finish off the Ludicolo, but that's not. She goes for the Zen Headbutt as well as the Scald combination there. She switches right out into her Thunderous and goes for the Earthquake. And I don't happen to go for an attacking move on the Thunderous on that particular turn. I decided to go for the Mega Metagross because that has Earthquake. And I think her Ludicolo is more of a defensive spread as opposed to more of a, like an attacking spread, because she has like Scald or Hydro Pump. I mean, she could have both, I never know. But then again, her having Fake Out as well as Scald, so that's like 2 slots there, and then you're giving like Ice Beam. So I think she's more like a defensive set, like with like maybe Icy Wind or something like that. So I go for the secondary Protect. I get 2 Protects in a row, which allows her Ludicolo to die. And we're in the same scenario again. And she kills me off of the Earthquake again. So I lose game 2, and there's no game 3 since this is the best out of 3. So I definitely have a lot of fun. I am out of the tournament, and she takes a medal home, and I go home a loser. So I definitely did have a lot of fun. By the way, I definitely do want to urge you guys to go ahead and check her out. I am going to leave her Twitter plug down there in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like. If you guys want to see more content like this in the future, please subscribe to me. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Peace. What you doing?